getting daily interview calls from naukri.com? I mean, that sounds like a dream, right? But for most of us, it's just a silent inbox. Turns out, something like 99% of us are just not using the platform the way it was designed to be used. I was there too. I had 0 calls. But then I kind of figured out how to crack the code of the Naukri algorithm. So today we're going to break down the exact step-by-step strategy to take your profile from totally invisible to totally in demand. And no, you don't need premium subscriptions, no weird tricks, just pure strategy.
Does this look familiar? You've sent out dozens, maybe even hundreds of applications, and what do you get back? Crickets. It is so disheartening. You start wondering, is it my resume? Is it my experience? Is the job market just bad? It's a super common frustration, but I'm here to tell you the problem isn't what you think it is.
If this is the absolute key right here. If you're skilled, you've got great projects, you know your stuff. The issue isn't your talent. No way. The problem is that the right people, the recruiters, they just aren't seeing you. Your profile is getting completely lost in a sea of thousands of others. But the good news? Visibility is a problem we can absolutely solve.
Okay, let's get into it. Here is our game plan to get you noticed. First, we'll tackle the visibility problem head on. Then, we're going to craft that perfect recruiter's first impression. After that, we'll become masters of the keyword game, learn how a daily activity boost can literally supercharge your ranking, and finally, we'll run through some super important final checks.
So, let's start with the big one, the visibility problem. See, most people think of Naukri as just a website where you apply for jobs. And yeah, that's half the story. But the real secret is realizing that for recruiters, Naukri is a search engine. They aren't just posting jobs and waiting, they are actively searching for people like you, using very specific terms, just like you would on Google. Your entire success on this platform depends on you ranking high in their search results.
This slide pretty much says it all. This is the mindset shift you have to make. On the left, you've got what you think matters, your college degree, the big-name company you worked for. But what actually matters to the algorithm is everything on the right. The specific keywords you use, how active you are every day, and a really powerful resume headline. You have to stop thinking like a job applicant and start thinking like a recruiter who is hunting for talent. Okay, next up, that all-important recruiter impression. So, when a recruiter does a search, they don't see your whole life story. They see this tiny little snapshot, kind of like an identity card. They'll glance at it for, maybe 5 seconds? And in that instant, they decide whether to click on you or just keep scrolling. This is your first and most critical test.
So what's on this identity card? Well, you've got your photo, your name, salary, and notice period. They're all there. But the most critical piece of real estate, the absolute game changer, is your resume headline. This is ground zero for optimization. You have to get every single one of these elements right just to get your foot in the door.
And just look at the difference a great headline makes. The one on the left, it's fine, but it's vague. The optimized one on the right, though, wow. It is jam-packed with valuable information. It instantly tells the recruiter your role, your exact years of experience, your core skills, the tech stack you use, and even your preferred location. This one change can be the difference between getting 0 calls and landing on page 1 of their search results.
This brings us perfectly to our third section, mastering the keyword game. I want you to start thinking of this as SEO, search engine optimization, but for your career. It is the single most powerful strategy you can use for your Naukri profile. You have to fill it with the exact words that recruiters are typing into their search bar.
This is the absolute heart of the whole strategy. I really want this to sink in. The platform's algorithm isn't scanning your university transcripts, it is scanning your profile for keywords. The more relevant keywords you have and the more strategically you place them, the higher you are going to rank. It is truly that simple.
So how do you find the right keywords? It's a really simple 3-step process. First, go find at least 50, yes, 50, job descriptions that are relevant to you and really study them. Second, as you're reading, identify the top 10 or so skills and technologies that keep popping up over and over again. Those are your golden keywords. Finally, you just have to strategically weave those words throughout your entire profile.
And where do you put them? Everywhere. Seriously. Start with your resume headline, like we just talked about. Then, you want to pack them into the key skills section. Write a profile summary that naturally includes them. Add them to the descriptions of your past jobs in your employment history. And don't forget this, the algorithm also scans your uploaded resume document, so make sure that file is optimized with keywords too.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. Doesn't this feel like I'm just trying to game the system? But look, it's not manipulation, it's alignment.
You are simply aligning your profile with the actual language that recruiters are using every single day. You're making it easier for them to find you by speaking their language. You're basically translating your amazing experience into the currency of the platform. And that currency is keywords.
So, you've optimized your keywords. What's next? Well, welcome to Section 4, the Daily Activity Boost. You now need to send a clear signal to the algorithm that you are an active, serious job seeker. See, Naukri search results prioritize profiles by when they were last updated. If you haven't touched your profile in weeks, guess what? You're at the bottom of the list. Consistent, daily activity is absolutely key.
So here are the daily habits that make a massive difference. First, update something, anything, on your profile every single day. It can be a tiny edit. Just removing and re-adding a skill totally works. This bumps you to the top. Second, log in a few times a day. Third, apply to relevant jobs. And finally, and this is a big one, respond to every single recruiter invite you get. This shows high engagement and gives your ranking a serious boost.
And if you're wondering if all this daily stuff really works, check this out. 21,000. That's 21,000 search appearances in just 3 months. This is a real-world result of applying these daily activity strategies consistently. The algorithm sees you're active, and it starts putting your profile in front of thousands of recruiters. All right, we're on to our final section, the final profile checks. So your profile is optimized, you're being active every day. Now it's time to check the hidden settings. These are the little checkboxes and dropdowns that so many people completely ignore, but they can literally be the difference between being seen by everyone or by no one.
Here are the 3 big ones you need to check right now. Like, pause this and go check. First, make sure your profile visibility is set to all recruiters. Second, go find your search appearance setting and make sure it's on maximize. And finally, just double check that your job alerts are actually relevant to your search. Getting these settings right can double your profile views overnight. I'm not kidding.
And here are a few final pro tips to make sure you're not getting filtered out by accident. First, get that profile completion to 100%. Don't leave things blank. Also, keep your uploaded resume fresh. Now here's a slightly controversial tip. Consider setting your expected salary to 0. This helps you show up in searches across all different budget ranges. And finally, add a few preferred locations to show you're flexible and to widen your search net.
You know, the biggest thing here is making this mental shift. It is so easy to feel like the job market is saturated or that there are just no jobs out there, but the reality is often much, much simpler. It's not about saturation, it's about optimization. The power to change your entire job search is right there in your profile settings.
Let's end with this powerful reminder. Say it with me. Naukri is not saturated. My profile is not optimized. The opportunity is absolutely there. You just need to build a bridge for recruiters to find you. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Right now, this very moment, a recruiter for a job you would absolutely love is typing keywords into their search bar. After everything we've just covered, the only question left is, will they find you?